Hey, good morning. Melissa here from GirlGoneFishing. It's 4:15 a.m. on Sunday morning, and I'm getting ready to head down to Boltz Lake in Kentucky for the Cincinnati Kayak Fishing Northern Lakes Tournament. So this one was pretty cool. You got to choose one of 4 lakes in northern Kentucky, and I chose Boltz Lake, and I would explain why, but my neighbors probably don't want me yakking out here in my driveway at 4:15 a.m., so I'll talk to you on the lake. I know I said I'd see you on the water, but I am driving into a storm and it's got me really stressed. I'm seeing a lot of lightning and it is kind of scaring me. The forecast had been 80% chance of thunder showers for the first 4 hours that I'm going to be at the lake, but I have been really hoping that it would just sort of disappear. But that happens around here a lot. Like, you know, it calls for something and then just something else happens or nothing happens. I don't know what to do if you're supposed to be fishing in a storm. I mean, obviously the obvious answer is don't go out in a storm, don't go out in the lightning, don't risk it. But what about the tournament? Like, what do you do? I guess you try to weigh the risks against the rewards, and obviously I'm not going to put my life in danger, but I also want to catch fish. So we'll see what happens. Don't worry, Mom. I won't do anything stupid. Probably. So this tournament I'm going to is part of the Cincinnati Kayak Fishing Trail, and you get your choice of one of 4 northern Kentucky lakes to fish. So after looking at them on Google Earth and reading Facebook and everything I could find about them, I decided to go pre-fish Boltz and see how that went. So I went down Friday, and it's a 92-acre lake with 6.6 miles of shoreline. So I went down, checked it out. I got an 8-inch bass, a 13-inch bass, and a saw guy. So not setting the world on fire, but I like the look of it. I got familiar with the ramp and everything. So that's where I'm going today. I'm going to Boltz Lake, and I'm going to see what I can do. Well, this is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever been the first person launched out on the lake on a tournament day before. Now, granted, there aren't that many people here and they're still rolling up in cars right now, but launch was 6 o'clock. I got launched about maybe 7 after, and it's now 6:23, and I am hanging out at the spot I want to start on, waiting for 6:30 lines in. So I've already got all my starting lures tied on. I think I'm pretty organized. I don't think I've forgotten anything, and I'm pretty excited about today. I'm going to start with topwater because I can't help myself. This is a big noisy, I think it's like Hellraiser or something from Berkeley, and I've got this one on my Proteus rod from Little Miami Outfitters. Thank you, Brandon. Got a couple different jerk baits because that's what I caught my fish on here in pre-fishing. These are both, I've got one from Lucky Craft to Stacy and Mega Bass 110 +1 -1, the one that goes deeper, and I've got both of these on my Senko Avid X casting rods. Love these. And then I've got a weightless fluke, and I picked this one out because the shallow parts of this lake have like that Brillo pad mossy stuff and a lot of kind of decomposing old grass. I think this would be great over the top of that, and you know, if jerkbait works, then this might work. So this is the Berkeley flat-nosed jerk shad, and I got it on my St. Croix Mojo bass rod, and then I've got a little kind of micro finesse jig, like almost like a Ned rig with a skirt with a Z-Man TRD on another Mojo bass from St. Croix. This one's my wild card for the morning. It's the Berkeley Sleeper Gill. So I thought I would try that up in the weedy shallows and see how it does. And I've got that one on Avid X spinning reel. So all my reels are Shimano. 3 more minutes till line's in. I'm getting really excited. There is a really bad kind of cluster of storms coming, and it's supposed to hit somewhere between 7 and 8 and last until about 11. And we're talking like red on the radar, like red. So I think I might have to get off the lake and then shelter in my car through that. So I feel a lot of pressure that from lines in at 6 until the storm hits between 7 and 8, I'd love to get my limit. Is that asking too much? I haven't got a limit yet this year, but I'd like to get a limit in the first hour and a half, please. So this first little bit is crucial because I might have to bail on some of the tournament. And I mean, if it does do that, it's going to stop. I'll be able to get back out around 11, and then I'll still have till 3. But I've got a lot of nervous energy because of the lightning and everything. Like, I can still see it off in the distance from other storms. There's like a whole bunch of different, like, first the big front came through, and now there's a whole bunch of clusters of little storms, but they're grouped up more than like scattered. So it could get bad. I'll get over here so you can have that one. Alright, what do I have that I can tie my boat with? I can just put my catch board up there.
That's what I did. I took mine off of my catch board and tied it around.
Oh, that's alright. I'll figure it out. I've just never done this before. Thanks, Deb. Whew, it's coming. I wonder if I leave my GoPro running, if it'll... Oh. Wow, that was scary. I just looked at my, where I'm supposed to clip my car key, and it wasn't there. It was in my pocket. I've been hanging out in my car for an hour now, waiting for these storms to blow through, and the big scary front came through, but now behind it is just like this whole big green blob that has orange and yellow and red blobs in it. So I don't know, it doesn't clear up until about like 12 o'clock now, and it's 9 o'clock right now, so I'm not going to wait. I'm going to go out, and I'll stay close to the dock and get ready to bail and run up to my car if things get bad again. But I got to get out there and try to catch some fish, so let's get back on the water. Well, good luck, folks. Fish number one I actually got a picture of, 13 1/4. 12 and a half. Oh my God. So in Cincinnati Kayak fishing, there's an 8-inch minimum on what you can submit, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass. This is an 8-inch fish. This looks like bait. So I just took a picture of this 8-inch fish and I'm gonna keep it in my pocket, and I hope I don't have to submit it, but if it comes down to it, to get a limit, I will submit this 8-inch bass. Fish number 4, if I count the 8-incher, 14 and a quarter. Well, that's it. Tournament's over. I caught 4 fish. One of them was only 8 inches and would only count in Cincinnati kayak fishing rules because it's 8 inches or bigger for bass. But man, I don't want to submit that one. It's going to kill my Tourney X stats for the year. But if you guys don't know, if you get a Tourney X profile, it'll track your stats in tournaments for the year, which is really cool. But one 8-inch bass is going to take a lot of big fish to overcome on your average length for tournaments. So what really went wrong today is everything that I learned in pre-fishing didn't work today. In pre-fishing, it was jerk baits off windy points in about maybe 7-8 feet of water. And today it was soft plastics in like less than a foot of water. So it really messed me up. I spent the whole first hour throwing jerk baits around, chatterbaits, moving baits, topwater, convinced that on those windy points I'd be able to get those bass. But then that storm rolled in and I had to sit in my car for a couple hours. And so then I went back out on the lake and started back doing the same thing again, and then thought, no, you have to adjust. So then I started thinking, okay, what else could I try? And you know, with my buddy Scott, it was always a weightless Senko to trees, to rocks, that kind of thing. So I started throwing the weightless Senko, everything I could find, everywhere I could find in holes, because all along the shoreline there's like this mossy, seaweedy, yucky stuff, slimy stuff. So I tried to get the weightless Senko or a weightless fluke also in those holes down to the bottom, and that's when I got my bites. But I did make 2 big fishing mistakes. My first was I lost a fish off the board. It was raining, I didn't have my net ready, so I tried to just go for it and get the picture of the fish, and I couldn't make the camera work, and it was just a mess. So the fish squirted off, I didn't get a picture, and that really kind of sucked because that was fish number 1. My other mistake was I had a bite and I didn't set the hook right. Like, I just started reeling like it was a crankbait, and I was using a weightless fluke, so I really needed to set the hook, and that fish got off. So I would have actually had 6 fish today, but I screwed up on 2 of them, so I ended up with 4 total, if that 8-inch fish counts as a whole fish and not just like a fish nugget, or, I mean, he's not even a fish stick, he really is just like a fish nugget. But anyway, it's better than no fish, and I had a really great time. It was kind of eventful with the rain and everything. I gotta thank Cincinnati Kayak Fishing for running the tournament and the trail. I need these tournaments to learn, you know. If I didn't have these tournaments, then I would just be out fun fishing, and when I was out fun fishing, I thought I knew how to fish. But it's a special kind of fishing to be able to go to a lake and in this period from lines in to lines out, be able to compete with the other people and catch fish in whatever conditions are thrown at you at that time, you know. And it's a lot different than just going fishing. So that's what I'm learning and that's what I'm working on. And if these guys didn't put their volunteer time in running the trails, I wouldn't have anywhere to practice. So thank you to Cincinnati Kayak Fishing and Brian Tacey, who pretty much is Cincinnati Kayak Fishing. I want to say a huge thank you to Strictly Sail and Kayak in Cincinnati. They are such huge supporters of the kayak angling communities and of me personally, helping me get this links and always being there whenever I break something or lose something. They don't even mock, they just help me out. So thanks guys, I appreciate you. StrictlySailInc.com if you want to see their webpage or check them out on Facebook or in person. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the support, the comments, the encouragement. And what's up next? Next is East Harbor up on Lake Erie, East-West Harbors with Buckeye Kayak. So I'm excited for that one. That's always a good time. Big bass and pike. So see you guys on the water on the next one. Oh, he's a good pupper. You want to come here? Come here, pupper. Come here, good boy. Oh, come here, good boy. Oh, there's a good boy. Hi.